I just want to express my gratitude as well and appreciation.
Which is it? Gratitude or appreciation?
Well, after what you said this morning...
They are very different vibrations.
I think it's appreciation. Of course, I have a list of questions, which all the answers are probably the same. I feel as though I have focused into a better vibration than I had been. When I first started learning this stuff, the contrast got worse. I was attracting negatively, and it felt like it was getting worse and worse, and I've been able to finally, I feel, allow more.
Well, at first, when we say to you, you are the creator of your own reality, and your thoughts attract, and you catch yourself in the middle of a negative thought and in the middle of a negative feeling, then often there's a sort of negative response to that does make it worse for a while. So then we began introducing more emphasis on the art of allowing to help you not freak out when you find yourself in the middle of an unpleasant thought.
And well, I was beating myself up, and it was ugly for a while. And now I am a little more easy on myself about it, letting go and relaxing more.
Well, you got to be easy on yourself, because there is not an object of attention that is of more importance to hold as an object of love than yourself. Mm-hmm. Because there is no one that the source within you holds more frequently, more steadily as an object of love than you. And so anytime you deviate, you're using that as your excuse to pull yourself apart. And the only thing that ever goes wrong in your life is vibrational discord. Do you know that? We talk about all of these issues as if they're real, and all they are is excuses to either get in or out of the vortex. That's all. If you could just relegate everything to that and say, I've been beating this drum as long as I can remember, don't know why, just developed the habit, but it felt bad every time I did it. Why do I keep doing it? And we say, because you haven't decided to do otherwise, period. That's all. You just haven't decided to take the time to do otherwise. Esther is laughing on Segment of Refreshment, thinking about all the things that she's done to try to get that computer working. How's it going? All the things she's done, and not one focus wheel. Not one focus wheel. It seemed immune to the laws of the universe.
So I would like, I guess, help in focusing on... I want to know how close I am also to my escrow.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how close you are. Until you are a perfect match, you don't have it. So close doesn't count.
Because I feel like I'm like right there, and I keep getting little glimpses of
well, then
of
that
things.
means that if you accept that your vortex is spinning, and if you accept that law of attraction has already assembled all cooperative components, and you're getting frequent glimpses, that means you're hanging around in a vibration close. You're hanging around in a vibration of hope, and every now and again you get in there and you get a peek, and you get in there and you get a peek, and you get in there and you get a peek. And you can't hang around in the vicinity of it too long before you've had enough peaks that your hope changes to belief. And then when that happens, it starts rolling fast. But sometimes what happens is you're hopeful and then doubtful and then hopeful and then doubtful and then hopeful and then doubtful and then hopeful and then doubtful. And you can keep that up indefinitely. You can make careers out of that. You've been trained that way, to weigh the pros and the cons, the pluses and the minuses. In other words, you got friends that help you be hopeful when you talk to them, and you got friends that make you be pessimistic when you talk to them. In other words, it goes both ways, doesn't it? So you got to make a decision. Esther said to Jerry, I want to be on the brink of appreciation always. Either in the vortex, fully appreciating, or at least on the brink of appreciation. And shortly after she said that, she's found a whole bunch of things to fuss and worry about. Because her statement of what she wants on this end, you see, when you make a statement of what you want, where you really are is what's activated. Interesting, isn't it? So when you make claim to something and you're not quite there, it's like you pick up the stick and it it vibrates where you last left it, you see. So it's just your constant opportunity to move in the vicinity of. So what's the subject that you want to clean up?
Type 1 diabetes. I would like to believe that I can heal.
So you have a physical condition that is an indication of discordant vibration. Do you accept that?
Yes.
Can you say that rather than saying, I have type 1 diabetes? Can you say, I have evidence of resistance? I have evidence of resistance, that's all. And which feels better to say? I have type 1 diabetes, or I have some evidence of resistance? Which feels better?
I have evidence of resistance.
Evidence of resistance that I can do something about. I have evidence of resistance. And oh boy, do I like it when things flare up that point right at that evidence of resistance. So how does this diagnosis make you feel? What's the feeling around it?
Powerlessness, loss of control, anger, frustration.
So then that means, and we're just going to say it, if this current temporary culmination of vibration makes you feel all of those ways, then we want to say to you, you were feeling all of those ways before the label came on so strong. You were feeling all of those ways already. So this is just a manifestational indication of vibration that you had going for a while. So the question that we want to put to you is, do you think you've got the same vibration going?
Sometimes.
Do you think it's we will say to you that we don't feel your vibration in the place to create it, but we can feel enough of that vibration still within you to keep it going. But that's a good statement, isn't it? In other words, my vibration is shifted enough that if I were starting with a clean slate, I wouldn't go there. It's not, that indication is too strong for the vibration that you've got going on, which means you would steadily improve until it would move out of your experience altogether if it were not for your attention to the diagnosis and the resultant activities that take place that keep you thinking about that and therefore holding you there. Did you get that? In other words, sometimes you got a vibration going on, you don't know it because most people are ornery, most people are disappointed, most people are overwhelmed. You got things that you're fussing and worrying about, and so it's just normal not to feel that good if you are a normal person in a normal world, is what you tell each other. And so you're holding yourself in those patterns of vibration, and then it gets bigger until there is a manifestation. So at first, that manifestation and that vibration are a perfect match. And as long as that manifestation is maintained, it means the vibration that you've got going on is a perfect match. But now you know more. Now your vibration is beginning to shift. So we know that the fullness of that diagnosis feels like powerlessness. But from where you are, do you really feel powerless in your life experience?
No.
So how do you mostly feel in your life experience?
Hopeful.
So tell us why. Tell us what you are hopeful about apart from that diagnosis.
The ability to redirect my life and to change.
So do you think you're hopeful because you're hoping to be hopeful, or do you think you're hopeful? In other words, do you believe that thoughts create your own reality?
Well, that's where I get stumped. I say I believe that, and then sometimes my actions tell me that I really don't.
All right, so we want to appeal to your logic. We said to some friends in a gathering like this recently, if you really want to show yourself the power of your thought and the way you can influence things up close to you, we said find a person who's really easy to love and write a page of negative aspects about them. It will only be moderately uncomfortable for you. And then find a person who's really hard to love and make a page of positive aspects. And notice their personalities will switch places with each other next time you interact with them, because what's active within you will give you immediate results. If you want to know that your thoughts are attractive, make a list about anything and watch how the universe causes you to rendezvous with it. And rendezvous is the operative word. It's even a better word than create. You rendezvous with your reality based upon the thoughts you think. You rendezvous with your reality based upon the thoughts you think. You rendezvous with your reality based upon the thoughts you think. Now, volume is not going to make you believe it more.
Well,
But we
actually
want you to
know.
acknowledge that you do know
I
that.
do.
But you don't want to know that, because when you're living something that you don't want to live, you don't want to take credit for creating something that you don't want to live. And that's a big bugaboo for almost everyone. Almost everyone. Several people, as they sat here today, were offering their appreciation, gratitude, appreciation, because they have felt the resonance of this understanding bring them into alignment with who they are. We think that you know that, and contradicting that only holds you apart from who you are. So we're going to ask you again, do you know that your thoughts are attractive in nature?
Yes.
And do you know that when you think a thought, it activates, and when a thought is active in your vibration, it sets up a point of attraction? And do you know that you then begin to assemble cooperative components, which means thoughts, people, places, things, essences, experiences, all match the thought you think? And can you understand that the thoughts that you've been thinking have caused a coalescing around you that equals this diagnosis? Period. That's all that it is. And do you understand that over here swirling is another diagnosis? And it's as easy, really, is as easy for you to lean this way as it is to lean that way. You just got to be less objective and less willing to focus upon the reality that exists. And we don't know any way of convincing you of wanting to do that other than saying to you, even though the diagnosis may linger for a while, even though the disease may linger for a while, you can take an emotional journey into this vortex and maintain it. And when you do, that diagnosis has to lift off of you. It does not matter how they have attached it to you, and it doesn't matter how sure they are that it will not go away. Nothing that is opposite the vibration that you chronically offer can stay in your vibration. It's law. It is a law, you see.